scripture lesson is from 1 Samuel. The first reading is chapter 27, verses 1 through 7, found on page 310 in your pew Bibles. But David thought to himself, "One of these days I will be destroyed by the hand of Saul. The best thing I can do is to escape to the land of the Philistines. Then Saul will give up searching for me anywhere in Israel, and I will slip out of his hand." So David and the 600 men with him left and went over to Achish, son of Maoch, king of Gath. David and his men settled in Gath with Achish. Each man had his family with him, and David and his two wives, Ahinoam of Zezrah and Abigail of Carmel, the widow of Nabal. When Saul was told that David had fled to Gath, he had no longer searched for him. Then David said to Achish, "If I have found favor in your eyes, let a place be assigned to me in one of the country towns, that I may live there. Why should your servant live in the royal city with you?" So on that day, Achish gave him Ziklag, and it has belonged to the kings of Judah ever since. David lived in Philistine territory for a year and 4 months. The next reading is 29, verses 1 through 4. The Philistines gathered all their forces at Aphek, and Israel camped by the spring in Zezrah. As the Philistine rulers marched through their units of hundreds and thousands, David and his men were marching at the rear with Achish. The commanders of the Philistines asked, "What about these Hebrews?" Achish replied, "Is this not David, who was an officer of Saul, king of Israel? He has already been with me for over a year, and from the day he left Saul until now, I have found no fault in him." But the Philistine commanders were angry with him and said, "Send the man back, that he may return to the place you assigned him. He must not go with us into battle, or he will turn against us during the fighting. How better could he regain his master's favor than by taking the heads of our own men?" And now we're chapter 30, verses 1 through 25. David and his men reached Ziklag on the 3rd day. Now the Amalekites had raided the Negeb and Ziklag. They had attacked Ziklag and burned it, and had taken captive the women and all who were in it, both young and old. They killed none of them, but carried them off as they went on the way. When David and his men came to Ziklag, they found it destroyed by fire, and their wives and sons and daughters taken captive. So David and his men wept aloud until they had no strength left to weep. David's two wives had been captured, Ahinoam of Zezrah and Abigail, the widow of Nabal of Carmel. David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters, but David found strength in the Lord his God. Then David said to Abiathar, the priest, the son of Ahmelech, "Bring me the ephod." Abiathar brought it to him, and David inquired of the Lord, "Shall I pursue this raiding party? Will I overtake them?" "Pursue them," he answered. "You will certainly overtake them and succeed in the rescue." David and the 600 men with him came to Besor Ravine, where some stayed behind, for 200 men were too exhausted to cross the ravine. But David and 400 men continued the pursuit. They found an Egyptian in a field and brought him to David. They gave him water to drink and food to eat, part of a cake of pressed figs and 2 cakes of raisins. He ate and was revived, for he had not eaten any food or drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights. David asked him, "To whom do you belong, and where do you come from?" He said, "I am an Egyptian, the slave of an Amalekite. My master abandoned me when I became ill 3 days ago. We raided the Negeb of the Kerethites and the territory belonging to Judah, and the Negev of Caleb, and we burned Ziklag. David asked him, "Can you lead me down to this raiding party?" He answered, "Swear to me before God that you will not kill me or hand me over to my master, and I will take you down to him." He led David down, and there they were scattered over the countryside, eating, drinking, and reveling because of the great amount of plunder they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from Judah. David fought them from dusk until the evening of the next day, and none of them got away, except 400 young men who rode off on camels and fled. David recovered everything the Amalekites had taken, including his 2 wives. Nothing was missing, young or old, boy or girl, plunder, or anything else they had taken. David brought everything back. He took all the flocks and herds, and his men drove them ahead of the other livestock, saying, "This is David's plunder." Then David came to the 200 men who had been too exhausted to follow him, and who were left behind at the Besor ravine. They came out to meet David and the people with him. As David and his men approached, he greeted them. But all the evil men and troublemakers among David's followers said, "Because they did not go with us, we will not share with them the plunder we recovered. However, each man may take his wife and children and go." David replied, "No, my brothers, you must not do that with what the Lord has given us. He has protected us and handed over to us the forces that came against us. Who will listen to what you say? The share of the man who stayed with the supplies is to be the same as that of him who went down to the battle. All will share alike." David made this a statute and ordinance for Israel from that day to this. Our responsive reading is Psalm 102, starting at verse 13, found on page 631. You will arise and have compassion on Zion, for it is time to show favor to her. The appointed time has come.
For her stones are dear to your servants. Her very dust moves them to pity.
The nations will fear the name of the Lord. All the kings of the earth will revere your glory.
For the Lord will rebuild Zion and appear in his glory.
He will respond to the prayer of the destitute. He will not despise their plea.
This be written for a future generation, that a people not yet created may praise the Lord.
The Lord looked down from his sanctuary on high. From heaven he viewed the earth.
To hear the groans of the prisoners and release those condemned to death.
So the name of the Lord will be declared in Zion, and his praise in Jerusalem.
When the peoples and the kingdoms assemble to worship the Lord. So tomorrow is Remembrance Day, when we think about how men and women gave their lives to keep us free. And we always think about peace at this time of year, and the Hebrew word for peace is shalom, which means more than just an absence of war. It refers to when all the people live and work together in harmony without fear. Maybe a little like so many of us worked very hard together to make that turkey supper happen last Wednesday. Though I did hear a little fear that maybe we were going to run out of food. Is that true? No? Well, they were counting, I know, and we got through it, and it was very good. In today's world, so many people are diagnosed with anxiety, and fear is running rampant. And yet we know from the stories of David and Saul that Saul's envy and fear that David would take over the kingdom led to violence and trouble and all kinds of things. So how in this time of out-of-control fear and envy and anxiety can we grow courage in ourselves and in the people around us? Well, I think we need to look to God. How many people here have ever seen the movie Hacksaw Ridge? If you've seen it, you should. Good. If you haven't seen it, you should. Because it's about Desmond Doss. Lyle, if you want to hit the slide projector there. That's what Desmond Doss looked like. He was a Seventh-day Adventist Christian, and he was a pacifist. And he joined the American Army. Now, think about that for 30 seconds. Why in the world would a pacifist join the Army? It's kind of crazy. But he did. And he didn't want to kill anybody, and he wanted to be a medic. And they were so desperate for people in the Army, when he went to the recruiting officer and said, I don't want to carry a weapon, but I want to be a medic, I think the recruiter said, well, I'm going to get him in, and then we'll change his mind. Well, they didn't change his mind. But he had huge courage that he was willing to be a combat medic going into battle without a weapon. We'll talk more about that later. You see, David, despite sparing Saul's life, as we talked about last week, in fact, he did it twice if you read the whole story. Saul's fears and jealousy kept returning, and once again, he was out trying to kill David. So thinking that this wasn't going to work, David said, I gotta leave town. Hit the next slide, Lyle. Now, do you have a little laser thing on your, if it's green in the middle, you can point that laser thing.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Okay, you see Ziklag?
Nope.
That's not Ziklag, that's the Mediterranean Sea. Go down to the red one, right? Oh, up, right there. That is Ziklag. Right on the edge of Philistine territory and Judah, and it's in the south where there's more wilderness. Not the best place, but a place David was able to live for about a year and 4 months in peace. He wasn't being chased. Then, of course, the Philistines and the Israelites, as they kept doing over and over again, decided to have a war. And David was on the Philistine side, so his army joined the list until the general sent him home, saying he might kind of appease Saul by attacking us and killing us. They not knowing that David had done all kinds of things to try to appease Saul. Anyway, because of their fears, they sent him home. As he goes back to Ziklag, what does he find? They've been attacked by the Amalekites. Now, if you look at the bottom of that slide, Lyle, say where it says Amalek, right at the very bottom, see Amalekites attack Ziklag, that's their territory. They were right next door. Now, when the army left, they said, oh, great, now we can plunder them. So they did. They came back and they hadn't killed anybody, but they took everybody and all their crops, not crops, all their herds and sheep away. And the men mourned like crazy. So when bad stuff happens to us, folks, mourning is not a bad thing to do. We should do it. But then what did David do? He inquired of the Lord. He inquired of the Lord what to do next. The men were getting angry. They were thinking about maybe stoning him. And if you hit the next slide, Lyle, there should be a picture of a high priest. And if you see that little square thing that looks like a breastplate on him, that is the ephod. And in the ephod were an Urim and a Thummim. We're not exactly sure what they were, but they were used as tools to figure out what God wanted them to do. Kind of like when in the New Testament, when they were trying to decide who to replace Judas with, they cast lots onto which of the people would become the 12th disciple or the 12th apostle.